Hello and welcome back to the workshop where I'm joined by Revolution Trains. Ben and Mike joining us to talk about their brand new Engage Class 66. So guys, tell us about your brand new model then.
Well, as you see, we've got the first EP sample of the 66 running on the layout. It seemed an obvious choice to us as a development from the Class 59, which is in production at the moment and should be in the country with customers very shortly.
Now this is already well advanced in development, isn't it?
Yes, normally we would announce something when we've done the CAD and then we would use the pre-order money to start funding the tooling. But our business has reached the point now where we are able to develop some things ourselves, some things we're sure about. And of course, having all the mechanism from the Class 59 for us made it really a no-brainer. And the 66 is the ubiquitous loco on the system. So why wouldn't we do it?
It's a natural choice given the modern era wagons that you also produce.
Yes, that's right. It accompanies a lot of the wagons that we've already produced and have in our future plans. The other great thing about it is it appears in lots of different liveries with a lot of different versions for what is supposedly one class of locos.
I was going to come on to that because yes, obviously, whilst it may just be one class of locomotive with several different colour schemes, of course, with the various companies, lots of variation.
Yeah, I mean, as a company, we've put in a lot of hours on research. We've visited various locations, Peterborough GBRF, Leeds Midland Road Freightliner, to check up on variations. The suite of tooling we've got, at the moment we have 15 different CAD variants that we can do, but even within that we can move components around to create extra versions as well. The versions we're launching with are designed to give a spread of the variations. Things like, for example, the cab driver mirrors on the 66s that EWS DB operate. Things like some of the more interesting European imports that GBRF have got, things like that.
So what colour schemes are you doing initially?
To start with, we're going to have, I think it's 11 or 12 different locos available for people to order. And they'll range from the original launch livery of EWS all the way through Freightliner, DRS, Colas, various versions of GBRF. So there's going to be a lot of choice for customers to go through.
Fantastic. Now, talk us through the specification of the model.
So it's very similar to our 59. First of all, it has the standard things you expect now in Engage, like photo-etched grills, wire handrails, kinematic couplings, detail variations that we've already talked about. In addition, it's using the new ESU E24 Nano decoder socket. That allows for the same variety of lighting functions that we've been able to incorporate into the 59. And of course, it's going to be available in DC silent or DCC sound versions too.
Fantastic.
I think the other thing to add on that, when we were designing the chassis for the 59, I think we were very conscious that it was probably one of the first locos we designed from the ground up. So we went back to the drawing board in terms of what we liked in other chassis designs from around the world. And we tried to incorporate the best features that we could see in other manufacturers and adapt them for use in our 59 originally, and obviously following on to the 66. So it's got things like a sprung centre axle using the pickup system. It's got a nice heavy weight to the chassis so that you can pull decent scale length trains, as you can see running in the video. So those are all important to us. And as Ben mentioned, actually getting the lights right and having a prototypical lighting setup was really important to us.
You mentioned you've got cutting edge technology with the latest decoder if you like, in the model. What motor have you got running in there?
It's standard cordless motor, the same as the 59. We've had it pulling 30 plus wagons around without too much difficulty. It's a powerful motor. It's a powerful locomotive.
And when can we expect to see it in the shops?
Well, what we're planning to do with this is, having launched it, the next stage will be all the decorated samples coming in, and then we'll probably be have a much shorter period for pre-orders than we normally do, because much of the money has already been spent. With it designed to be shipping to the UK sometime summer 2024.
You mentioned a great variety of liveries. What running identities and colour schemes have you got planned?
We're trying to cover the entire history of the Class 66s. So, setting aside retailer specials, we are doing as our base models the original EWS, a 66083. We're doing a Freightliner, a 66538, and that one will have the bug-eye lights design. We're doing one of the first 7 GBRF locomotives, 66704, in the original early GBRF form, with the chunkier logo on the side and the slightly lighter gold colour that they used at that time. We're also doing a Colas locomotive, and we're doing a DRS locomotive in the DRS Compass livery. And DB as well, we're also doing, as many of the EWS locomotives are. That covers the Tier 1 original 66s. In terms of Tier 2, which is the low emission Class 66s, we're doing one in Freightliner Genesee in Wyoming livery. We're doing another DRS one, but this time it's the DRS in the plain blue with just the simple DRS logo on it. And then we're doing 2 more GBRF ones. One of them is one of the earlier Tier 2 GBRF locomotives with bug-eye lights. And then one we're doing as well is one of the Muncie-built locomotives, the last few that GBRF had, and that has, again, very slightly different detailing around the front end and a few other features that we've incorporated in our tooling.
And you're doing DCC sound and DCC ready examples?
Yeah, correct. So customers will be able to pick from either DCC ready or DCC sound fitted. All the locos will come with speakers pre-fitted, so that if a customer wants to upgrade from DCC ready to sound, it's just a case of take out the blanking plate, pop in the decoder. One of the really neat things that we've done on both the 59 and 66 is, just like the real thing, it's the central section of the body that actually lifts off so that you can put a decoder into it. So that's exactly how the real thing works for access to the engine.
What about availability and pricing? Will they be available from, and how much?
So they'll be available either direct from us or from our retailers listed on our website. So there's a growing number of retailers listed on a dedicated section of our website. If you pre-order from us directly, we'll have a pre-order discount of £15. So the standard DCC ready locos will be £144.95 or £239.95 with DCC sound. Alternatively, if you prefer to order from your preferred retailer, they'll be slightly more expensive at £159.95 for DCC ready and £254.95 DCC sound fitted.
Fantastic. Well, looking forward to seeing the new models in the new year. Also, tell us about Revolution Bespoke.
Well, this is something new we're trying, and it's because a lot of us like to have more than one locomotive in the same livery, and that involves us having to then strip down numbers and repaint. So with the standard liveries, the basic liveries we're doing, the EWS, the DB, the Freightliner, what we're offering people is, for a small extra premium, they can tell us what number they want, and the locomotive they get won't be the same number as all the rest. It'll be whatever number they choose. Now, there are limitations to that. We can only do it on the basic liveries. We can't do fancy Climate Hero versions, for example. In addition to that, they will have to think about whether the locomotive they want runs in the condition they do, because we've got so many variations here of numbers, of light clusters, of headlights, of horn grills, and so on and so forth. They're going to have to go off our website and choose what we're offering. It won't be, you could have every single number you want, but what we will try to offer is accurate numbers for the era that you want to model.
Fantastic. And this is actually printed at the time, is it?
Yeah, it'll be printed, and the customer will receive a locomotive from us that will have the number he or she specified when they ordered.
Wonderful. And you find out more about that on the website?
Absolutely.
Well, look, Ben and Mike, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really looking forward to seeing the Revolution Trains brand new Class 66 in the new year. You can read more about it in the new issue of Hornby magazine, and also online at keymodelworld.com. Thank you for joining us, and bye for now.